A lot of people always want to get mini updates with my pro wrestling journey, as it was called back in the day. So that's what I thought I would do on this Monday. I thought I would try and do just that and fill you in all the stuff I did over the weekend, some of which was very unexpected and unforeseen, hence why it didn't go to plan. And if these do well, we'll do more. And if they don't, we won't do them. That's how YouTube works. If you don't know, my name is Simon Miller, YouTube idiot, now kind of turned professional wrestler, but still YouTube idiot. There's a bunch of stuff down in the description down there. Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, merch. Have a check it out. Click it. That's how you support the channel. But yeah, so I had a couple of matches planned this weekend. I couldn't do one, unfortunately, due to work-related reasons. We don't need to get into that one. But here I was on a Friday working away diligently diligently, good grief, as I am wont to do, when a message came in and somebody said to me, Simon, I have a last minute spot for you on a Battle Pro Wrestling show in London. I think it was South London. Is that where it is? Lively? I can't remember. But he said, would you like to come in and do it? It's in a 6-man scramble. I basically got all the info thrown at me, and it was kind of a cool experience because I'm not afraid to admit I get nervous before I wrestle. I think most people probably would. If you care about something, that's where nerves, come up inside of you because you want to do well. You want to, when all is said and done, you want to be able to walk away and go, oh, that thing I really enjoyed doing, I managed to go out there and smash it, as opposed to falling on your head, or worse still, dropping it someone else on their head and being like, oh man, what have I done? So you have this moment, you probably get this in your own life as well, when an opportunity strikes and you kind of have this moment, like, I really want to do it, but, I've got to process all this information in my brain. And yeah, so this was like around about midday or something like that. And then at 6 p.m. in the evening, I was in London chatting to a bunch of dudes, trying to figure out what we were going to do that night in a wrestling match. And it was really, really cool. Like, it kind of, the jump from being told about my debut, which was way back in April 2018, if you don't know, for Defiant, rest in peace, at their No Regrets Rumble, where I had a good sort of 6 to 8 weeks to get in my own head and freak out about it and worry. And even then, after all that time to try and prepare on the day, be absolutely terrified. Fast forward, a year and a half or whatever it may be, to, being in such a privileged and lucky position that people think they can reach out to me, that's a nice confidence boost all of itself. But then to go there, and I'm not saying I'm the best professional wrestler ever, but I'm saying I'm far more confident, or my confidence is growing with each and every match, to the point I like to think I hold my own. Again, not saying I'm the greatest wrestler ever. I am not. I am green. I need experience. I need to get better. But the way I need to do that is by having wrestling matches. And it's by having experiences like this that come out of nowhere, and you can see how you can adapt and how you can get in. And the coolest thing about a scramble match, if you don't know, I'm sure you do if you watch wrestling, is obviously there's less focus and it's less intense in terms of what I'm going to do in the ring than it is if I'm doing a one-on-one match, because you get in there, there's something that happens at the start, you do a little thing with someone, you get thrown out, eventually you get back in, you do another little thing, you get thrown out, and usually that's all said and done. But there was something nice about that because, A, there's less to remember in your head, and that's good because you can really double down and really focus on the stuff that you need to do and hopefully try and make it as good as it is. But the thing that I liked the most was that I remembered the whole structure of the match in terms of what other people were going to do. And that's something that I feel, I guess everybody needs to work on that at first. But, when you do, I don't know, breaking the fourth wall, breaking kayfabe, but I like to think in 2019, look, WWE guys talk about it, so I think we can talk about it too. That's the way I look at it, especially in a format like this. If I was doing this on a wrestling show, I'd be like, no, you're an idiot. But I think within this, guys, it's fine. But, when you do plan stuff out, it can be quite intimidating when you are out there. In your pants, we've talked about that before, how intimidating that can be. But again, when you are out there and you're trying to remember, what do I do here? What do I do there? Because my big thing is I don't want to make anybody else look bad, ever. And that is always going to be a risk when you are in my position, you are trying to get better, and somebody else has been doing it for years. They're going to be in a better position than you are. It's just how it works. There's the exception to the rule, of course. Some people take to it like a duck to water. But yeah, being able to do that so last minute, so out of nowhere, like I say, so unexpected, so crazy, and come away going, you know what, there's still a lot I can learn from that. There's a lot I can do better. It wasn't a perfect performance by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm still here. I did it. Nobody was super pissed off, which I'll take as a thing. And then, of course, 24 hours later, or even less than that, it was around about 14 hours later, I was back in a wrestling ring doing my thing for New Force Wrestling. That one was planned. But still, to have a completely sort of a 180 in that amount of time was like, this is what wrestlers do. And I guess you put on your kid hat a little bit and you walk around like a bushwhacker, feeling quite proud of yourself, even though it's a really nerdy thing to do. But yeah, I wasn't New Force Wrestling. And again, that would have been in the books for a while, as I find a guy called Tarquin. Shout out to Tarquin. He brought his best, but amazingly, I was able to walk away with the win. Never happens. And again, the cool thing about that is when you get to experience a different crowd. So the crowd on Friday night, I would argue, was more your traditional wrestling crowd, or what people believe a wrestling crowd to be, your independent crowd, for lack of a better term. Whereas Saturday was much more of a family-oriented crowd. I had some people in the audience that I knew. First time I've sort of had that to that degree. That's an incredible feeling, because you don't want to look at them because you feel like you may giggle or laugh, but you also kind of want to, in a weird way, want to perform even better than usual because your friends are. It's just strange. The brain it's a crazy thing. It really, really, really is. But yeah, it kind of ties. I mean, William Regal's the guy I always think about when these things come up and it's playing to the audience, right? And when you walk out there, you need to survey everybody. You need to see who it is. Is it kids? Is it adults? Is it families, mums, dads? What should you go and do in the ring? And I like to think that we adapted as best as we could. It was a classic sort of big man, smaller man story, which I enjoy doing. I don't know why. I'm getting into this thing where I understand that if you come up with a narrative and then you talk to somebody afterwards and they get the story, man, what's a wonderful feeling. You're like, oh, you understood what I was trying to tell. Oh, again, it was basic stuff. This is like, My Little Caterpillar, or whatever the kids book was that you read when you were younger. But the fact that you're able to get that across to somebody in the crowd and get a reaction to boot is awesome. In the last month as well, I'm not going to lie, I have decided I'm just going to throw the spear into my arsenal. I was like, screw it. I won't do the jackhammer. I may come up with a variant at some point, but I love the spear. I love Goldberg. I get it everywhere I go anyway. I like to think that, again, I still need to focus on it, but, my spear can be all right when I hit it properly. I thought that's going in, so I managed to hit that. We've kind of tweaked the ups and downs a little bit of ways just so it's safer for everybody all around. And yeah, that match especially was cool because when that one was done, I'd remembered everything we talked about. It clearly translated to the crowd. There was a great atmosphere. Went back with a big smile on my face. Got the win, which is always nice in professional wrestling, even though you know the deal. So, to come to Sunday, well, I was going to have a third match, but again, we won't get into life and how life can get in the way. But to have those two matches back to back and be able to walk away from it going, okay, there's still lots to do. I need to watch them back and sort of take the little bits and make sure I continue to finesse those. But to feel like I hadn't, or just to feel like I'd come a lot further than I had been sort of 6 to 8 months ago, or whatever time frame you want to give it, is great. And long may that continue. By the end of the year, I'm hoping I can look back in hindsight and realize I've come a bit further. But I think the key and the most important thing to all of this is that I'm still enjoying it. I really, really, really like having wrestling matches. I like the creative process. I like meeting new people. I like it when you meet somebody and there's clearly a spark there and everybody's willing to work and come up with ideas. And I especially like performing that in front of an audience and them understanding it. Then I'm understanding it as well. Shout out to Battle Pro Wrestling. Shout out to New Force Wrestling for my wrestling expeditions this weekend. Hopefully, I did you both justice. That was certainly my plan, and I certainly had a good time. And a shout out, to all my opponents too. Wasn't successful on Friday, but was successful on Saturday. I will take that as a moral victory all around. And again, I've littered this video with photos so you can check it out. And if any videos or anything like that comes up, I'll make sure to tweet them out from @Simon316. But in the meantime, just a mini update. I'll continue to do more of these. Some people say they quite enjoy them, so I'll do my best. But like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Subscribes are always good. Again, patreon.com/SimonMiller316 if you want to support any of my personal projects. All goes back into this stuff. And I do have wrestling merchandise, which is simonmiller.bigcartel.com. Go and live your dreams.